Hey, what's going on, guys? All right, so today's video, I'm very excited because if you saw my recent video on Alan's Coin Shop, I had picked up this 1986 Silver Eagle, or American Silver Eagle. So the reason I was looking for a 1986 specifically is because it was going to complete my American Eagle collection. So this is something that I've been working on for, I want to say, about 2 years. So roughly 2 years ago, I had probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 American Eagles, and it's not something I ever really focused on. Even when they were cheaper, it was cool. It's cool that it's obviously, you know, extremely known worldwide. It's one of the most known silver coins on the planet. And obviously I live in America, so it'd be nice to have American silver. But I just didn't put too much focus on it. When I first got into silver, you know, I specifically focused on how can I get the most silver for the cheapest price possible? And that usually meant bullion. You know what I'm saying? Coins always have a premium on them. And right now, as of filming this video in 2022, Silver Eagles probably have the most premium of all sovereign coins. It's just how it is. You see people talking about it, making videos about it, on how ridiculous it is and how much extra this costs for no reason. Because those people, you know, they remember buying them for close to spot, maybe $1, $2 over spot. So it's no big deal. So, you know, if silver was $15 an ounce years ago, they'd be buying these all day long for 17 bucks an ounce. When silver went to $18, they'd be buying them for $20 a piece, you know. But now, you can't really touch these for less than 30 bucks. Sometimes you get really beat up scratch ones for like $28. That's considered an amazing deal. So here's a close-up of the coin. I didn't even show it close for the people who aren't familiar with this. This one has a little bit of toning on the bottom. All right, it's just from age. But yeah, you know, it's kind of babbling on there, but the point was that a lot of people who've been into the whole silver scene for years and years and years, it's almost too difficult to buy these now because they don't want to pay those premiums. They just know they were so much cheaper. I mean, imagine if you ate eggs every day, right? And eggs were $1 for a dozen your whole life, and all of a sudden eggs were $8 a dozen. You like eggs, you're used to eating eggs, but are you going to keep eating eggs? It seems ridiculous. And that's kind of what happens with a lot of different things. You do something and you're like, wow, all of a sudden it's just way too expensive. I just don't want to do that anymore. And for people who are trying to stack and trying to make volume, they're just trying to hit these goals. Like I want 100 ounces, 200 ounces, 1,000 ounces, 5,000 ounces, whatever your thing is. You're not going to do it paying super high premiums on coins like this. So unfortunately, there's a ton of focus on Silver Eagles for that reason. Some people aren't buying them because they way overpriced, and a lot of people are buying them because they're overpriced. And who knows, you know, the US Mint, they're kind of funny these days. I haven't paid attention years ago, but in the last just couple of years, they make promises, oh, we're gonna do this, and they don't do that. You know, in the case of like the Morgans, they did the 100-year anniversary and brought back the Morgan dollar and the Peace dollar, and they were gonna do it just once, and then they're like, oh no, we'll do it every year, you know, and then 2022 came and they're like, we're not going to do it this year because we can't source the planchets or whatever. So like, who knows what's going to happen? And I even have a prediction. I feel like we're going to live long enough to see these go away. I feel like it's just going to be too expensive for the US Mint to make Silver Eagles. That sounds crazy. They've been doing them since 1986. This is the first year of issue. But things change and everything comes to an end. Some people might think that's great. No, they would never get rid of them. They're going to have them forever. Well, maybe not. So like, I have a different perspective. I'm not trying to load up on Silver Eagles because of the premium, but I do feel like these will be collectible coins in the future. At some point, they're just gonna stop making them. Maybe they do something else. I mean, we see like all these different programs for like our quarters. Like when I was growing up, an American, I'm not talking about silver, just regular money. A quarter was a quarter. It looked the same. It had George Washington on the front, eagle on the back. That was it. And at some point, the Mint's like, oh, let's make everything collectible. Let's do like a whole thing where we put different states on the quarters. Oh, cool. Okay, well, we ran out of states. What's now? Oh, let's do like parks, national monuments and stuff like that. Okay, that's cool. You know, oh, we ran out of that. No, let's do women. Let's focus on you know, famous women who are influential in America. And then after that, I think they're scheduled to do something like I don't know, youth sports or something. You know what I mean? Everything has to constantly change. So that's why I feel like things like this will go away. I think that I will live long enough to see American Eagles, they stop making them. And all of a sudden, if they stop making American Eagles, you bet you these things are going to go way up in value. So anyway, the reason I got this is because it completed my collection. So you can see some cases here. These are snap tight cases, coin holders. I actually got these on a recommendation. There's a couple people in the community that really likes, what is it, Guy on Fire, I think. If you just Google that, Guy on Fire, they do a lot of like coin cases and things like that, collectible type things. And I really like their tubes as well, the tubes and capsules. But I saw these on there for American Eagles. They're obviously square. They sit in these holders, all right, and they just sit in the box. It's not the best thing in the world, I could tell you. I dropped this whole thing once because obviously you see how the box works. So I just went to go pick it up and it was heavy and it went like that. And they went all over the place and that really sucked. Luckily nothing broke or anything, but yeah, no, that just wasn't very good. So eventually these are going to go into some other form of storage, whether it's like one of those briefcase styles that have all the slots cut out, or if it's, you know, some other type of capsule, who knows, maybe I'll put them in tubes. I don't really know, but for now, this is where they are. So for 2 years, I've been trying to get one of every year. That's all. And I didn't care about condition that much. I'm not trying to focus on, you know, BUs or, you know, graded ones or anything like that. I just wanted to say that I had an American Eagle from every single year. So some of them are toned, some of them are absolutely perfect looking, like mint condition, and pretty much everything in between. Nothing's like scratched or dented or really bad like that. But I now have one from every year. So 1986, 1987, 1988, 89, and so forth. So this box here is from 1986 to 2014, because that's pretty much what it holds and allows me to filter or flip through them. And then I have my 2015 until further notice. So I didn't write a date on there because who knows when it's going to stop. But now I have from 1986, the first year of issue, until 2022. I'll tell you some of the, I think, what was the key date? A 96, I think. One of them had very low mintage, and it was more expensive. I think I paid like $45 maybe. And that's when these were selling for like, I don't know, 32 bucks, 34 bucks, something like that. But I paid more because it was a key date. It was kind of a pain after the fact to get the 2021 Type 1. So, and you know, the design, if you're not familiar with coins, and this seems interesting to you, this is what they started off with. This is exactly how they looked, okay? We had the eagle on the back, the eagle shield, I should say. And then in 2021, they decided to change it. So let's find that coin here. So we have 2015, all right, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So these two. So in 1921. In 2021, is what I meant to say, they had the original design, but then they decided to change it. So this is considered Type 1, and this one was Type 2. So they changed the design here. The Type 1 was hard to get. So late 2021, I ended up getting a Type 2, but then I wanted to get a Type 1, and no one had them. They just weren't around. And people who had them were asking a lot more money for it. Because obviously as a collectible, the transition year would be more collectible. They made a lot less of these than these. So Type 1, Type 2, but then in 2022, they don't call them Type 2 anymore. They're just American Eagles, because that's what the design is now. It's this different flying eagle. And some people like it more, most people like it less. I kind of prefer the original design because I like the shield. I like the stars. It's just one of those things. It's not a bad design. It's fine. It's whatever. But because they changed it in 2021, that's something else too. I feel like they're going to continue to change things. Maybe they do a Type 3. You know, who knows? But anyway, so I just have these empty ones in the back, ready to be filled in future years. All right, and there's the 2022. So yeah, just wanted to share this real quick with you guys. Thought it'd be kind of neat to share. You know, when you're like collecting coins and you fill a full collection, it feels really good. Like, I don't do albums, and I purposely have avoided doing coin albums because there's so much pressure to complete a set. You know, it's like knives. I've had many different knives in the past. Like the first time this happened was with Kershaw. I'll give you a quick knife story for the knife people. So I got my first Kershaw chive. Very cool. Ken Onion design, small little knife, speed assist, very cool. And after the chive was released, it was released just in regular gray satin. After that, they came out with one that was black. And I don't know if this is the exact order, but they had a black one. I'm like, oh, cool. I love this knife. I got to get the black one. Then they came out with one that was rainbow anodized, like on top. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then I got that one. Then it came out with like, you know, ones with aluminum scales that had different colors. They had a green one and a red one. Then they had ones with like a smoky like coloration. And all of a sudden, there's 25 or 30 different designs. It's the exact same knife with all these different looks. So I had to have the complete collection. I just had to. So early on, when the Kershaw Scallion was out, I think the Leak came first, but I remember starting to collect all the patterns on the Scallion. And the same thing, the Scallion and the Leak, with the Leak was a much larger one, probably one of the most known Kershaws, the Kershaw Leak. Comes with a very like needle tip. Available at Walmart too. That's probably why it's even more popular, because people, you know, just everyone has access to them. But yeah, so there was at some point, I don't know, some ridiculous like 35 or 40 different designs, and I had all of them. But what happened was, like, when there's 40 designs available out there, and you know, they'll do one particular version and then they'll get rid of it, and it makes it harder to find. Oh, now it's discontinued. I have to go find it in the, you know, secondary market and pay more for it or trade more for it. But like when you have like 35 of the 40 designs, you're like, I have to get those extra 5. I have to do it, and they become harder and harder to find. And then you complete the collection, you're like, wow, that's great. And then come out with a new one. And then you have to get a new one, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard to keep up. I've done it with Kershaw Leaks. I've done it with the Kershaw Scallions. Those were the two that really kind of started off. I did it with Microtechs at some point. I did it with Benchmade Balisongs. At some point, I want to get every single model that Benchmade made for Balisongs, you know, in the 4X line, back when you can get a 42 for $100 used, you know, and okay, I had the 42, now I need the 43. Awesome, I got the 43, I need the 46, I need the 47. I never did get the 49, as you guys know, the Chris Balisong, but that's okay. I'm past that. I can live with myself and not have to go find this, you know, $2,000, $3,000 or more dollar Balisong, which I'm going to be afraid to flip anyway because it's worth so much. So it's just one of those things. But with coins, it's even scarier, especially if you get into some of the high price stuff. Like some people try to have like Morgan dollar collections. You get one from every year. Some of those key dates could be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, and especially in a good condition, it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, some specific coins. So I'm trying not to do that. I do have, like with, let's say my junk silver or constitutional silver, I do try to keep each individual date separate. Like Franklin's, that's a great example because there's not a huge set of Franklin dollar or Franklin half dollars. So like I'm trying to get every year, but I'm not like hardcore trying to find them. If I happen to get them, that's cool. I set them aside. Eventually, if I get enough constitutional, I'll be able to make a full set. But this was the only thing I focused on with coins where I really, really wanted to have a full set. And so now every single year that they come out with a new one, I'll have to get it, you know, until they're, in my opinion, discontinued. But who knows, maybe they never go discontinued. But I thought it was cool. It's just one of those things. I don't care what they cost. If all of a sudden the price goes up to $85 for a Silver Eagle, I'm gonna get one because I have the collection. I have to keep filling it. It's just one of those things I feel like I'm obligated to. But yeah, I mean, originally I really did like these cases. These cases, I'll show you real quick. They just snap together. Let me get this box open. There we go. So it's a bunch of these half cases, all right? And there's, you know, a little bar here that's, you know, it pushes out, I should say. Let me zoom in. Let me show you what I'm talking about in detail. So like on this side, see how this bar is protruding out? And then on this side, there's a little cavity or channel. So obviously, you know, they're universal. So you can grab any two of these and they snap together. All right, I'm not gonna do it right now because it's kind of a pain to take it apart, but they snap together and they just hold together like that and they have the coin. But with the Eagles, even though these are made for Silver Eagles, they do rattle. All right, they're not perfectly sealed or anything. And they do rotate, so you put them in nice and straight, and as you move them around, stuff like that, they start rotating on you. So I'm not like a huge fan of these cases. Originally, I loved the idea. I thought, oh, it's nice, tight little, simple storage, but I don't know. I'm gonna definitely do something else. I don't know if I'll get an album or what, or some kind of case, but if you guys have suggestions, of course, leave it down in the comment section. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's all. Thank you very much to Alan for having a 1986. He actually has one more, I think, there. It's in better condition. You can't beat the prices. I paid $35 for this one because it was toned on the bottom. The other one, which I don't think had any toning, it looked like it was brand new. It really did. It was like 40 bucks. And I was kind of teetering on it. I'm like, well, you know, for $5 more, I mean, it's the first date of issue. They're worth more than that, by the way. They're both worth more than that. If you try to find one like on eBay, you're going to pay way more than 35 or 40 bucks. You probably get into a bidding war. But But yeah, I mean, I didn't really care that much because I have other ones in here that are toned. I don't know if I can give you a good example of one that's toned up pretty good. I might have one or two that have some really, like this has nice toned edge. You guys can see that. I mean, some people just looks dirty. But I know I have one or two, like this one. This one's a lot more toned. And I don't really care. Like I said, it's representing 1 year. This is 2007. I just want to get one from every year. That was the whole point there. So anyway, that is it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.